Welcome back, everyone, to another broadcast of S&M tonight from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Qualifying is underway for the S&M iRacing Series. Normally, it's a super speedway tonight. The drivers wanted to change it up a little bit. Go to Vegas. Last night, we tested this track. It turned out to produce some absolutely awesome racing. We'll get a look at last evening's finish here. Actually, your broadcaster going in for a little bump and run on Nicholas Bauman here. Gets him a little out of shape. And then if you look in the rearview mirror, has to fend off a lot of traffic. A hard-charging Trevor Haley and Justin Lee Pearson. Nick Bauman making his way back, but the run dies a little bit for Trevor Haley here. Coming along with a big block. And your broadcaster pulls one out there in the Red Bull 24 machine last evening from Las Vegas. Some awesome racing from the racetrack last night. Well, these drivers getting qualifying all started up here this evening. Well, if you're impressed by that one little finish here, well, don't be surprised. We have had some absolutely epic battles back to the finish line. A lot of photo finishes from this series, including another one here from Daytona with .000 margin of victory, and that has happened quite a few times here. Another one between Trevor Haley and Nick Bauman, the splitter making the difference at the start-finish line in the Talladega race not too long ago. While these drivers are getting qualifying all wrapped up, let's go ahead and do tonight's national anthem and get to the action on the racetrack just afterwards.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing up, can't prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Welcome back. The field is set. Qualifying has wrapped up here this evening from Las Vegas. And Nicholas Bauman is going to start on pole here this evening. We'll get a look at the top of the standings here. Looks like Peyton Snyder going to be on the outside here this evening. Let's bring up your starting grid for this night. For tonight, as we said, Nicholas Bauman, Peyton Snyder going to be on the front row. Stoney, Warp, and Trevor Haley rounding out the top five. Travis Decker, Ed Boyles, Christian Brandon, Cameron Romano, Jamie Shaw, Jason Bombard, and James Jepson. Going to round out the top 12 here this evening as you get a look at the rest of the starting grid. Looking like 24 cars have put down a qualifying effort here this evening, along with the rest of the field here. So as we get the stage set, let's take a look at Las Vegas. 1.5 miles, 1.52 to be exact. Right now the air temperature almost 70 degrees, 67 degrees. The track temp sitting just about at 70 degrees under the daytime. This race will transition into the night. The first portion of this race, however, will take part in the day. So you definitely need to take care of that right front tire here in the day. The right rear might get a little slick, so we might have some action at the start of this thing. But as the race and the track cools down, I should say, you will definitely get a lot more full throttle action from Las Vegas. A custom setup under the hood of these guys here this evening as they start to get this thing. Well, lights are off on the pace car. Let's get your ticker up here in the top of the screen so you can keep track of your favorite drivers going around the racetrack here this evening from Las Vegas. Last night's race turned out to be a great one. 140 laps around the raceway. Last night we did 80-something-ish laps. It only took about 55 minutes to get it all wrapped up here. These guys were absolutely flying. I actually was able to pull the win and the fastest lap of the race after a 29.1. So absolutely ripping around this racetrack at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Neon Garage, as they like to call it. Well, the pace car getting ready to make its absurdly hard left-hand turn there onto pit road. The leaders approaching the Geico restart zone. The green flag is out, and we are underway from Las Vegas. Nick Bauman takes us to green. Wide cars moving all around the racetrack right now. Some 3 wide back here. Justin Lee Pearson and company had a moment there going into, or I should say, through the middle of turns 3 and 4. Some of the lines that these guys have to take around the racetrack here this evening. A lot of guys already opting to go a little higher up in the corner. I have a feeling that tire wear, especially in this first stint, is going to be a big part of it. You already see Trevor Haley making his way to the front right behind Nicholas Bauman here. Wall there. This is 61 of Christian Brandon. A little bit of contact, no harm, no foul there. That car is not tore up. Well, we guys are getting this thing going to lap 3 here. A little bit of a moment here. He is around. Falling, fading quickly here. Let's see if we can find what happened to Mr. Jamie Shaw here. Going through our running order back here. That car is absolutely tore up. So 5 laps green flag racing as always here at the S&M series. So in a lap or so, a yellow flag will come out. He will get caught up. And while we have a moment to talk about that 2-stage race here tonight, lap 45 and lap 90. So these guys definitely going to need to take care of the right front tire here this evening. A little bit longer. We gave them a little bit more fuel on in the cars here. We also made it a little bit earlier in the afternoon, so a little bit more time in the daylight, with some of the track conditions being a little hotter. It should really make it interesting for tires here. A lot of these guys probably going to opt for 4 tires here. Let's fly here should be either this lap or next. And Jamie go back. We will take a look at what happened to Jamie there. With how much grip these cars do have, I have a feeling he probably didn't lose it. on his own. As you see, the top looking like the top still all nose to tail here, going around top center, making a move to the inside of Nicholas Bauman. But how much does that hurt the tires as they continue to go around the racetrack here? Travis Decker, Nick Bauman, door to door in turns 1 and 2. Justin Lee Pearson getting a little tight to 74, going to fill the gap underneath. Back in the back of the pack, sounded like we may have had some more contact. Somebody might have blown up on the inside wall there. Oh, James Spire on the 84 car. Maybe just getting it back up to speed. Yeah, so maybe just getting it back up to speed. That car may have just been spinning tires there, so got a little bit of an odd. Nicholas Bauman has cleared Travis Decker going into turns 1 and 2. Has gone around as well. We'll try to get a look at some of the spin outs that happen here. So Ricky Miles definitely going to need a tow. Looks like another car was involved. We'll get a look at all that here. Is out, so let's take a look. And yep, you can already see it here, queuing it up. 84 gonna get a little help here from the, actually quite a bit of netcode. Never made contact. So netcode going to turn the 84, and then Ed is going to, wow, almost a great job hanging on to that. The car's going to snap back 20 with nowhere really to go, and right at our camera there, Jamie Shaw got to tag the outside wall, kill the front of that car. I believe that was going to be a single car spin right there, so Jamie getting that car repaired. They do have 4 fast repairs on board here this evening, so he'll get that thing taken care of. Let's take a look back here. Oh, looks like Ricky Miles is already having contact. This app just loves to catch things mid-wreck here, so we'll get a look here, see if we get a better look as to what happened. Ricky just tags the wall there, comes down and drills the 556 of, then Bradley goes in there, the 84, the 20, the 72, got to get a little piece of that as well. Derek Jacobs missing it. Tommy Rogers also doing a good job of missing it there on the racetrack. So a lot of chaos there to start it off. The leaders are on pit road here. We'll see what they do. I'm seeing right side tires up on the 8 machine. Looks like a couple guys opted for 2 tires. Or maybe that was somebody just caught up in the wrecks. Yeah, the 6 car was caught up. They're not sure about the Carl Edwards looking car. Travis Decker going to beat Nick Bauman off of pit road with the 12, the 61, and the 17 all in tow. So from here, 35 laps now until the stage. No yellow flag breaks, so this is where it should get pretty interesting on the racetrack here to figure out just what... just how these guys kind of want to attack here. If they want to play it a little bit more conservative and not burn up that right front, you're going to give up a little bit of track position, but after 35 laps, you're definitely going to see some right front tire wear, a little bit of lifting getting into the corner, especially under the sunny conditions here. Going to make it interesting. You see Jamie Shaw getting his laps back here at S&M. You are always free and available to get your laps back at any point on the evening here. Any yellow flag or stage break, you are allowed to just go ahead and get your laps back. Look like the 99 may have been one of those recipients of the free pass, so he's got to go ahead and make his way down pit road. Well, while we have a quick second, we'll try to queue up one of the drivers, but we'll take a quick 60-second pause while they get it all sorted out. We'll be right back on the CSR broadcast. And for the subscribers of the channel, we don't take breaks. So, Travis Decker continuing to lead us around here this evening. Let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 12 machine, Trevor Haley. What's going on, bud?
What's going on?
Well, we're on a commercial break, so for all the subscribers, getting a little extra 30-second sneak peek. But seen a lot of guys opted for 4 tires. The track temps is up a little bit with the sun being out. How's it driving compared to last night?
It's similar to last night. I definitely took 4 tires since we're going to be going till the stage. Got a little bit of ways to go, so hopefully we can just keep the track position, maybe get the lead.
There you go. Well, our already up a couple spots. Already we're challenging for the lead. The 14 car looking a little racy up there. The 58 as well was hanging around. We're also back on the channel now. Looking like a couple guys getting tagged. Looked like a little bit of netcode between a couple guys. You really noticing anything up front, or was that just a one-off?
I haven't noticed anything yet. Hopefully we don't have any more of that.
Right, well, good luck in the first stage there, Trevor, as you continue to, well, get your first one here at Vegas, I should say.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we'll see what happens.
Trevor Haley, driver of the 12 car. He's in the Rocket Man car. I think this is one of the first times he has ran that paint scheme where he hasn't gotten the pole, and it's been a very good luck scheme for Trevor Haley there in that all-tell Ford instead of the Dodge. Well, the lights are off on the pace car, and if anybody hadn't noticed, yeah, we got a new mic, so we don't sound nearly as muffled. I don't know if we sound any better or any worse. Let us know in the comment sections down there on the Twitch page. The lights are off on the pace car. We'll definitely try to get a look through the field here as this one continues on here this evening. So that is our only yellow flag of stage number 1. We used it a couple laps in, about, I believe we went under caution lap 8 or 9, so that does give them a little extra fuel. Should be pretty curious to see what the fuel length is actually going to be on these cars. We wanted to give them a little bit more fuel to make that option of when you want to pit, when you want the tires to be a little bit more of a chaotic choice here this evening. Well, the green flag is out. Travis Decker's off, getting a good push from the 12 car. The paint moves out. We are ready to complete stage number 1 as you see some full in the pack here. They get it sorted out going into Snowden in the 91, splitting the difference on the outside. From Las Vegas. Cars absolutely screaming around this racetrack right now. Oh, Kyle said, come on, Kyle. You know when we run, you got to get in here, brother. I was wondering where you were at. Kyle Cameron, driver of the 55 AWR car. He had himself a great race last night. Unfortunately, get caught up in something at the end of the race there. As you see Travis Decker and swap the lead back and forth. The field starting to stretch out here a little bit. We're about 7 or 8 laps on this set of tires here, so this is going to be, if you're pushing it as hard as you could to start the run. Oh, Trevor Haley going to get a shot there. Way to hang on to that one. Couldn't tell if it was neck or not. But Nick Bauman uses the outside of the racetrack and gets to the lead here. Under the crank it up camera, you could see that the lights are turning on around the racetrack here. The sun is setting. So actually fairly quickly, this race transitioning into the nighttime. I was actually expecting it to stay gay probably until the end of the first stage. We still have daylight out there, but the track temp, as you can see, the night already all over the racetrack. You saw it in some of the crank it up cameras that the sun was pretty blinding coming down the front straightaway. Now shade here around the racetrack. Well, this thing, I mean, these guys are on top of each other, looking like the top 11 or 12. Still right here, Peter Brandon and Cameron Romano, the top, rounding out the top 12. You see Stokey down there under 91, getting ready to make his way into the top 10 here. League race, Cameron says. League race got him late to the event. Come on, Cameron. Nah, it's this. You see the 99 coming back off pit road. Anyone going around? Maybe we had one here. Let's go ahead and see. Well, let's see if we can get a look to see maybe what happened here on the racetrack. We did see a couple guys. Oh, looks like the, oh boy, yep, 4 wide. Just gonna look like the 00. Couldn't quite tell what happened. Now, let's back it up here. Let's see if we can find out what happened to the 00 car much further up the racetrack here. We'll try to see if we can figure out where he's running at. Oh, we don't have him on the scoring monitor, so it's going to be hard to see what happened there on the racetrack. Oh, we had Trevor Haley and Christian Brandon. We had more. We're looking at the other replay, so let's get a look here. Christian Brandon here, he's going to get caught up. Oh, the 12 is already around the, oh, some big shot. Jepson's in it. Oh, the 70. Oh, then Bradley is just going to come in and clean them out. Get on the brakes. War, that is incorrect. It's always 5 laps, green flag racing on the racetrack, and then the caution flag is available to the field under the next incident. That's the way every single race goes at S&M. Has nothing to do with admins or anything. It has to do with 5 laps, green flag racing, and then the next incident after that lap 5 will bring out the yellow flag no matter who's involved. So, yeah, that's how that works. And then it is green until lap 45. 45 is the stage break. Then the second stage will be likewise. And then the final stage will have cautions as necessary. But they will run green flag laps between all the yellows. So it's not back to back. You see Travis Decker in the outside wall back there as the field's going around. Let's see if we can get a look back here again to see what happened. With the 12, it's already kind of underway here, going into 1 and 2 here. Here goes the 12. We got a quarter speed here. See what has happened to the 12 to have him backwards. 17's going to get a part of the outside. Oh, my Lord, and massive net code. Going to turn the 12 into the 58, right back up into the 23. You saw it there. Absolutely huge net code. Last night, it didn't seem like we had any net code whatsoever. I mean, we were door-to-door laying on each other, and no problems there. Seeming like tonight, maybe since that little update, you know, there's some, it just seems like any more iRacings, the net code's been getting a little worse on iRacing. Jamie Shaw splitting the difference there. James Jepson trying to get through, drives right into the wreck. Trevor Haley took quite a few shots on that one from guys what we like to call the arc break. Just not checking up for the wreck, driving right into it. So, yeah, that's how we go. that was a couple admins caught up in that wreck, and the yellow flag does not come out because it does not come out until lap 45. So, these guys will all get their laps back at lap 45 here this evening. They'll get their fast repairs, their toes all out of the way, and then have an opportunity to get back going. You're definitely seeing these guys favor the high side of the racetrack right now. Definitely trying to use the upper groove to save as much right front tire as they can. Here, making a move to the inside of Nick Bauman. Does he have enough tire? He's watching up a little bit on the racetrack. He's got somebody underneath him. The 17 going to try to go down inside draft. Got to get them both out of shape a little bit. And these guys continuing their close racing. 3 Fords and a Chevy up here in the top 5. Yeah, I mean, they go over the rules before the race starts every single race. So if you're not paying attention, they can't hold your hand through everything. The rules are pretty well laid out before the green flag is taken. So first 5 laps of any stage, green flag racing. Lap 45, the yellow flag will come out. When the field retakes the green flag, 5 laps of green flag racing. Then the next incident on track brings out the yellow flag after that point. And then it will be green flag until lap 90. And then the admins will always announce when the next available caution is under the last stage. There will be multiple yellow flags available to the field. Whoever has fast repairs left, and so on and so forth. The 31 now to the outside of the 8. Does the 8 now have enough right front tire to make it stick? Sure does. Gets a great run off of 2. Well, let's go ahead and take a look back here. Got the 66. He has avoided some chaos out there by his lonesome right now, but up 19 spots right now. John Miles up 11 just behind him, rounding out the top 10. You see the 12 starting to make his march back forward. Tommy Rogers up 5 spots just outside of the top 10. You see the 13 on his fresh tires. You see right there just where the difference tires is making on the racetrack as Derek Jacobs up 12 spots, now putting the pressure to the back of the 34 of Tommy Rogers. Great looking chrome screen there as we got 50 miles as well as Trevor Haley, Bradley, Jepson going around. Romano continuing a good run for him inside the top 10 right now. Nick Bauman was your leader already on pit road. So could this be? Oh, he's got some right rear damage on the back of that 8 machine. Maybe that is an unscheduled stop for the driver of the there. I'm not seeing any alerts as to why the 8 car might have some of that right rear damage as the rest of the leaders coming on pit road. Looks like Justin Wilson going to stretch it out for one more lap, as well as Stoney here in the 74 machine, and Cameron Romano and the guy we just talked about up 24 spots now there in the 66 machine. Chance rounding out the top 4. Waiting to see when they come down pit road here as Justin Pearson continues to lead around in the iRacers Lounge podcast. We did I keep trying to call it the Busch Light Clash, but they just called it the Clash from Daytona not too long ago. They put on a great show over there. Make sure you check out their Discord. They do an awesome job. Yeah, Cameron, there is definitely some pit strategy going around. You see Justin stretching it out. You see the 66 has made his way on the pit road. You gotta imagine we'll see the 58 fairly soon. I wonder if he's gonna try to stretch it out as long as he can. Yep, the brakes are on the second round. Gets it down on the pit road. Gets that car wound up. A little bit of a front slide there. And the lead over to Mr. Benfield here in the 74. So he's gonna stretch it out yet another lap here. Only a few laps ago in the stage, so lots of pit strategy on the racetrack right now. You see Peyton Snyder and Cameron Romano just in the background back there. I believe Cameron is also has not made his stop yet either in that 75 machine. We'll keep an eye when these guys are going to make their way down pit road, but while we do, let's take a look. Yeah, so it's on, so he topped off there maybe at the end of that stage. So he is only he's got about 2 more laps on his stuff. Then the 75, could he be a little slow down the way? Sounded a little underpowered. Maybe he's trying to stretch it and get it there. Yeah, he's checking up hard now, so he's on his way into pit road. So Cameron Romano going to stretch it out yet another lap here. With only 5 laps to go in the stage, man, he's going to definitely be stretching it quite a bit. Let's get a look at what the driver's speed there is over 75. Yeah, he has loaded that thing around the racetrack, so I wonder if he's going to try to stretch it all the way. Yeah, only doing 175, so he's definitely babying that thing around the racetrack. Maybe he stretch it a lap too far. Is he just trying to get back around? Looks like that could be exactly what it was. Maybe he did not think he had enough fuel, so that is going to hurt the driver of the 75, especially being out there on those old tires. That is not going to help his cause, but it's kind of far in the field here as Nick Bauman should resume the lead here as he rocks back straightaway, followed by Peyton Snyder and Travis Decker. Jamie Shaw making his recovery. You see him. He's technically scored 5th right now. Will when Nick Bauman and company passes Cameron here on pit road. You see Cameron is still in his box, so he's going to lose a ton of time on the leaders here. However, this could set him up for a 2-tire stop next time the yellow flag comes out, which will be 5 laps here. So good run. Led the most laps last night. I may have given him a bumper out of the way, but nonetheless, some great racing, and he definitely putting down some quick laps here for Nick Bauman. So definitely a force to be reckoned with here this evening. Just behind him, Travis Decker, Jamie Shaw, Justin Lee Pearson. You see, has dropped to 5th now with staying out on those old tires. Jason here in the 9, continuing a good run. Well, it's scored the 9. It's painted in the Christopher Bell looking paint scheme here. And Stody again there staying out quite a while, has dropped him back to 7th position, almost 15 seconds behind the leader. So tires and strategy definitely going to matter in this one. Peyton Snyder's closed the gap just a little bit on the driver of the 8 car. We'll get a look on board here. We'll ride around for a lap and see what Peyton can do to catch Nick Bauman here down to 0.3 of a second for Peyton and closing. Peyton Snyder to the bottom of the racetrack. He has gotten there. Now can he get it? Is Bauman going to lay on his door, try to get him tight, give him a little side draft, but Peyton Snyder off of turn 2 with 2 laps to go in the stage. So Peyton with a big run. Now here comes the 8 back to the outside. Let's just get a look. Did they pit the same time? No, looks like Snyder's got 1 lap of fresher tires. Can't imagine that being too terribly much. Bauman coming back to the bottom of the racetrack. We are on the final lap of stage number 1. Nick Bauman to the bottom of the racetrack. Peyton Snyder up high. Can Bauman clear it? Are we going to see a crossover? Looks like the 17 checked up the corner to turn back under the 8. Now they're drag racing down the back straightaway, heading into turns 3 and 4. Now can Nick repay him with the crossover? Nick laying on the door, trying to get this side draft, trying to get the big run off of turn 4, which he will get. It's going to be a drag race to the stage. It looks like it is going to be Nick Bauman going to take stage number 1. A great finish to the end of the first stage. So Nick Bauman, Peyton Snyder, Travis Decker, James Shaw, Justin Pearson rounding out the top 5 here. Well, we'll take a quick 60-second pause here. The field catches up to the pace car. Guys start to get their laps back and move their way forward. We'll get some driver interviews and talk to your stage winners. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the CSR broadcast channel. Welcome back, everyone. You see cars continue to get their laps back, so it might be a little bit of an extended caution. But while these guys get their laps back, stage 1 winner, Nick Bauman. A great battle between you and Peyton Snyder there for the stage. You take stage number 1. Well, lots of questions. Fuel, tires, strategy. What'd it take to get the first stage win here tonight?
Pure talent and skill.
Oh, here we go. It's getting deep. Well, what were your tires looking like as you went down pit road there for your first stop?
Left front is at 84, right front 95.
Well, not too bad. So, the cooler track temps maybe helping guys with a little bit of tire save. I know at the top of the race, just seemed like last night the middle groove and the bottom of the racetrack was the way to go, but we had much shorter runs. Is tonight, with it being a little bit longer, a lot of guys favoring the high side?
I think so, yeah. Definitely to take care of that right front tire so you're not dropping like a stone at the end of the run.
Yeah, well, a great little run there to the end of stage 1. Well, congratulations on the stage 1 win, Mr. P5 last night.
P3, thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. B3 came all the way back. Well, tonight maybe is the night the 8-car wins in Vegas. What do you say?
Oh, definitely.
Nick Bauman, driver of the 8-car, the Dark Horse Racing driver, as well as Peyton Snyder there in the 17 machine here this evening. We'll see if don't see a Jamie Shaw up in the chat right now. I see a Tommy Rogers. I see a John Miles, Christian Brandon. We'll have to get some more driver interviews as these guys go around. Yeah, Trevor, you're not wrong there. This MFer right here, yeah, a little cocky guy. Well, looking like almost 30 laps here on fuel, just shy. It looks like Romano stretched it to 30, but looked like he was definitely babying that thing coming to pit road. So 29 might be the most that you're going to get out of the fuel tank. However, looking like some guys around lap 24 to 25 are deciding that is when they want to go ahead and get tires. It seems like tires are going to be more important than the fuel strategy, but coming down to the end of this thing, it is going to get interesting to see who wants to give up track position and who wants fresh tires, who thinks it's going to stay green. It'll be very interesting. Well, these guys are all almost, I believe, back on the lead lap. Looks like 21 cars. Looks like the 32 of Atkinson is on pit road now after getting his laps back, getting his service complete. So I imagine this time around the lights will turn off on the pace car, and we will go back green flag racing. But while we have a moment, I'd like to thank our sponsor, D&D Graphics, for painting up some of the race cars out here on the racetrack. I know it's a lot of the admin team is not here. I know Mr. CEO is having a little bit of computer issues out there on the racetrack, but D&D does a great job supporting this series. You see here, the 84 car is painted by D&D Graphics. He can basically do whatever you want. He can make it look like a late model car that you drive, a go-kart, whatever you want. He can get it done there. We'll try to look to see if we have any of the other cars. Yeah, Ricky Miles going around the racetrack got this painted up for one of his sponsors there, Estrada, on the 5 machine there as he's continuing to get his lap back. He had a tow after that one incident, so he might have to get one more back. I think he's back on the lead lap this time around. Nope, one more for the driver of the 5 machine here, Mr. Ricky Miles, one of the founders here of S&M, the M in S&M for Ricky Miles. Well, you see there some of the paints that D&D Graphics has done. Ricky should be back on the lead lap here by the time we go back green. No AWR? Yes, there is, right here. Mr. Tommy Rogers is with us since, Mr. Cato's too busy doing Mardi Gras. Kyle Cameron is over in the league race. Man, Tommy, you're flying the lone banner for AWR tonight, so you better get up there and get in the mix. He's hanging out in the back right now, taking care of that car, which might just be the move here. Not as massive as a field as we normally see on these Friday nights, as we normally see at the Talladega Superspeedway, at 50 or 60 cars on around the racetrack, but nonetheless, still plus 20 cars. I believe we had almost 30 something. Nuisance, man, just giving out subs, man. You are the best, brother. Well, the guys are getting ready to go. You'll see the pace car hook the hard left down the pit road. There we go. Nick Bauman approaching the Geico restart zone. You see the flag man with the flag in his hand. You hear the spotter. They are away to start stage. In the chat and supporting the page, man. That is absolutely awesome. We're setting new records. I'm getting all kinds of alerts from Twitch here going on. Pretty wild ass. Yeah, exactly. As you see the race out front heating up, Mr. Jamie Shaw making a move to the outside of Nicholas Bowden coming out of turn 2. The front 15 still nose to tail here. Guys really getting after it at the beginning of this stage here. 2 more laps until the caution flag is available, so don't tear up the race cars too soon. You also only have so many faster cars. Cameron and Zach Cato, you guys are going nuts. You guys are awesome. Anybody who's new watching, welcome. To the S&M iRacing Motorsports. We do some broadcasting all the time for these guys. You see Trevor Haley going around here trying to get his track position back after he got caught up in a wild everyone nuisance. Oh my lord. Kato, we're gonna have to buy you a case of beer here, brother. As you see the 58 has rocketed his way to the lead. Now Nick Bauman, I wonder if this is just a tire strategy. He's falling back a little bit here. In the 8 machine, Peyton Snyder just behind. You're going to see Jamie Shaw rip to the bottom of the racetrack, try to get that thing to stick. He gets the apron just a little bit wide. Out of the throttle. That's going to leave the bottom open now for Nick Bauman with a big run down the front straightaway. But now he does not have the draft down there as Justin Lee Pearson does around here at Las Vegas. A quarter of this race already in the books. The 58 car scored out front. Travis Decker continuing a good run for him in that 14 machine. Nick Bauman now trying to rocket his way back to the lead. But this is where it's going to get interesting because we have not had anybody go around. So these guys pushing it hard now. If they don't get the yellow flag, man, it is going to be tight on tires. Guys gonna have to go early. You already see the 84 get a little bit tight. Could he have burned up his equipment just a little bit early? You see it, Brian in the 57. Now he's making a move to the inside. 3 wide with Trevor Haley. We've already seen a little neck road, but so far right now, no problem. The 20 laying on the door of the 12, trying to get that side draft to work. Oh, getting a little aggressive. I don't know if he knows he's 3 wide there with the 12. Now the 23 on the inside, going to possibly make it 4 wide. There's back here. And if it's anybody, Stoney's getting a great front row view to all the action. Now he is split in the middle. Now he is up behind the 12 of Trevor Haley. And I tell you what, Tommy Rogers must have just a windshield full of potential chaos for him right now. Nick Bauman now looking to the outside. Justin Lee Pearson blocking him all the way to the wall. He does not want the 8 to the outside of him. He wants to save as much tire as possible, but also keep that car up front. Maybe put some of that dirty air on the nose of, well, if you're kind of new to iRacing and you're just kind of peeking in here, what we mean by the dirty air is kind of just what it sounds like. When you're following the guys smoking cigarettes down the highway, you're smelling all that air coming and rolling out of the windows. Well, it's kind of the same thing on the race car, except it's not smell. These cars are so aerodynamically performance that these cars are going so fast. They punch a hole in the air, quite literally going around these race cars. So when a guy is tucked up right behind you, oh, you see Derek Jacobs with a hard hit to the outside wall. That should bring out the yellow flag here either this lap or next. But what it will do is these cars require a little bit of air on the nose of the car to help it turn, keep it planted as low to the racetrack as possible. Here you see the 58 aggressive with his blocks. And that helps the car turn. Not only does it make it go fast, but it helps the car turn. So when the car out in front, like Joe is doing in the middle of the corner, is driving directly in front of these guys, it is taking basically weight off the front of their cars and not allowing them to turn as well as they would like. So Justin doing a great job there, breaking up their momentum right there, as Justin Lee Pearson going to lead us to the yellow flag. Yeah, definitely for sure. Derek Jacobs has gone around here. There's an AWR driver. Let's see what happened. We saw the 20 being pretty aggressive. He's got a lot of wheel in it right now, looking like he's just going to yacht. They lost grip in the right front. Maybe burned up those tires. Maybe that quote dirty air from the 556 helped to wash him up the hill. There, Derek Jacobs going to go around and tag the outside wall there. Don't believe he got anybody else involved. Does look like that suspension is broken on that machine, so might have to go use the fast repair for Mr. Jacobs here. I'll get him spun around. It seems like it might be... no, that car is crab walking. You see it? That left front tire is going the wrong direction. So the leader's on pit road. Now what do you do? I mean, I have a feeling we ran quite a bit of distance there in that first stint. So, hey, we got a rewards thing down there. Don't know what it does, but we're putting it in chat. There you go. All-time record shattered. All right. Let's go. You guys down there in the chat are kick ass. You guys, I don't know what we'd do without you guys. You guys are killing it. But these guys now on pit road looking like all 4 tires. And Travis Decker might have been told he may have gone 2 tires for the driver of the 14 machine. Pretty big distance between he and the 8. These guys did turn quite a few laps. Let's get a look at the length right here. Yeah, 17 laps. So about splitting the fuel load in half there for these guys. Or the fuel load's really about 30 laps, but it seems like tires they want for the track position to make up time on the racetrack. So this should make the final half of stage number 2 pretty interesting. When we go back green, we'll have about 25 laps left, so should be good on fuel. However, some of these guys might be begging for tires before the end of stage number 2 here this evening. Well, really appreciate everybody down here in the chat watching here this evening. Looks like we got a pretty good virtual crowd on hand from the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. These guys now into the night. Let's get a look to see, can we see what the race track temp is? Yeah, we're down a couple degrees on the race surface, so the grip is definitely increasing. The air temp has dropped almost 4 degrees. So the guys getting cooler engine temps, going to make some more horsepower on the racetrack, and definitely going to see these speeds increase here. Let's see here. We're going to play around with a couple things. We're looking at a battle box here now. That's going to be for the last lap around, so that is not going to be relevant there. 5 stops, so that's going to be a pretty cool little thing we can take a look at. Oh, we have some guys' eye ratings out here on the racetrack as well. We're just gonna play around with this here a little bit. You'll see some of the biggest movers on the racetrack. Chance still continuing a good run up there in 5th, up 23 spots. You see it there in the little battle box. So we'll definitely we'll play around with that a little bit more. See what other kind of information, some goodies that are out there on the SDK app this evening. Well, these guys going around. We will see if the lights are going to stay on the pace car. I have a feeling we should be going back green flag racing here in just a moment. Travis Decker out front here. We're curious to see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get a pit stop time here. It looks like the data is still loading. It's flashing up there for some of these guys. Lights are off on the pace car. See if I can get the information. No, that was the stop before, looking like 4 tires around the 46, 47 mark here. So we'll have to get a look here in a couple laps. Maybe we'll get some details here of if the 14 or the 8 is on 2 tires or not. It's going to be definitely interesting call there for the driver of the 14. Maybe not seeing some left side tire wear on the 14 car. Opting just for the 2 tires, trying to keep that track position up front. Justin Lee Pearson, oh boy. Justin must have had a speeding penalty on pit road, so the driver that was leading at the caution now tail end of the long slide, but only 16th right now. So he should be able to make his way back through the field. Well, you're seeing the dark horse cars right there, all lined up on the top. Actually, the 8, the 17, and 12. Here as these guys roll through. Turns 3 and 4. We're getting ready to go back green. Quite a few guys out of this one already burned through fast repairs. This evening, maybe just a little frustration kicking in. Maybe they didn't like the racetrack, but either way, we are back green. We are on lap 66 here this evening. We're going to race this out till the end of stage number 2, lap 90 here this evening from Las Vegas. On the restart, you saw it there, 3, almost 4 wide around the racetrack. The pack still continuing, being nose to tail here. Bauman has gone out front, so not sure if the 14 is on those 2 tires just yet. He's still hanging around on the outside. Looks like it's some strung out a little further back. 12 almost into the side of the 17 there. As the 17 of Peyton Snyder making a move to the inside of the racetrack. Pack racing here under this setup is pretty awesome. No one really getting strung out until the tires get really old. Slicing and dicing his way back up through the field here. We'll get a look at the battle for the lead as we bring up. We'll see if we can get this thing up and working. So it looked like, yes, Decker with a 10-second stop. So he definitely took 2 tires, topped it off on fuel, which made his stop a little over the usual 8 seconds for a 2-tire stop. So the 14 definitely on 2 tires, something to keep an eye out on this one here. As a 3 wide going into turns 1 and 2. The 17 looks showing his nose, lifts for the 12. 12 to the bottom of the racetrack. The 8 still on the top of the racetrack. 17 pushing 12 through. They're both going to clear Bauman. Going down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. The 14 still hanging on right there. 17 all over the back of the 12 as they come out of turn 4. I mean, how often do you see bump drafting at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Not very often at all. We got a couple guys going down pit road here. already. Not sure if we had any contact there in the back. Looks like Derek Jacobs and Bradley. Christian Brandon may have had a little incident and may have gotten their fast repairs done. Jamie Shaw there on the bottom of the racetrack. Some great shots here. He did both of them. Gonna look back here. Let's see if we can find this yeah, 66 is a great run. Right there. Oh, ha ha. You were hiding on us. Continuing now his march forward in the AWR34 machine there, right in the mix of everything this evening. No, you guys are killing it down there in the chat. You guys are absolutely kick ass down there, man. You guys are doing everything. I'm just up here babbling like a dummy. Bauman now back to P3. Trevor Haley still out front. Peyton Snyder making a look to the inside of the racetrack. Bauman all the way up nearly into the fence, diving in that corner, trying to get a big run off. That is something I definitely noticed last evening. That is a thing. If you can get out of the dirty air of the car in front of you, get that thing checked up a little bit, get a really big run down the straightaway here. It looks like Bauman is trying that now. He's all over the back of the 12, showing his nose to the inside. Drag race down the front straightaway here, coming to the line. Looks like Bauman going to lead that lap around as this action just continues around the racetrack here. The top 11 all under a blanket all the way back to Mr. John Miles down here. The 34 a little out of shape. Get that thing back up there on the racetrack there, Tommy. Don't come sliding all the way up. Keep your foot in it. There you go. Keep the trap. That thing wound up. Mr. Tommy Rogers must have had a little bit of contact there as Trevor Haley now back up front. The lead continuing to change heads. Now Trevor Haley to the point. Peyton Snyder pushing it down the straightaway, and here comes the 58 and Justin Lee Pearson looking in the middle, almost 4 wide going through turns 1 and 2, the 8 with a little bit of contact to the 58. This racing is fantastic. 58 driving now to the inside of the 17. The 14 still hanging on with his 2 tires. So his strategy call definitely working for the driver of the 14 machine. 58 to the inside, shortest way around the racetrack, but without the draft losing a little bit of ground. Here the 84, the 57, Cameron Romano, the 66, all still right here. As looks like Peyton Snyder using the high side of the racetrack, trying to get a big run down the back straightaway. Going into turns 3 and 4. Now he's got the pressure all over Trevor Haley. Trevor Haley now trying to do a little bit of aero blocking of his own. Coming through turns 3 and 4. It may have worked because that pulled the 17 back. 17, big slice and dice in front of the 14. The 8 on the outside. Here comes the 58. 84 still in the mix. Man, this is awesome. Looking like 23 laps to go in the stage, so still yet to see another green flag pit stop, I'm sure, at some point, or let's see who's trying to stretch it. Be curious to see, does anybody go down pit road on lap 89, try to get the fresh tires, cycle out in front, but with the amount of passing it's been going on right now on the racetrack, I can't imagine that it will be very hard to get there. You saw the 58 be dead last on the restart, and it didn't take long for him to get up there in the mix of this one. We'll go back here and check in on some of these guys. Mr. James Jepson going around the racetrack with Christian Brandon here. Ricky Miles continuing to log some laps. He got caught up in a little something earlier, but never fear, those guys will be right back in it by the end of the race this evening. From around Las Vegas, Peyton Snyder now to the point. Nick Bauman two as they both the 8 and the 12 in the fence. Jamie Shaw going to turn down underneath, and the 57 of Brian in the Is that the Dos Equis car? Yes, it's the Dos Equis 57 machine. Trevor Haley getting it wound back up after his contact in the wall, so looking like the tires may be starting to wear out on some of these guys, especially with the racing that they have had on the racetrack. I'm surprised it's taken this long to see some kind of separation from these drivers. Almost 17 laps in the run, but it looks like Jamie Shaw was close to the wall, may have reached it just a tad, real close off of turn 2. 3 wide going down the back straightaway with Justin Lee Pearson and Travis Teckert. If your chance here in the 66, you're just watching this battle from out in front of you. You see just how close the racing is. Well, I have a feeling that once some guys start to see action on the racetrack here this evening, our next time out at Vegas is going to be a very, very large field. Peyton Snyder to the point. You saw him make a big run down Nicholas Baumann by almost 4/10 there at the end of the stage in number 1, but the drag race went to the 8 car at the final of this one. Excuse me, my math is all kinds of wrong. We are only 8 laps away from the stage. I was thinking we were going to 100. So, only 8 laps till lap 90. Don't pardon my math. My math is not right there. So, 8 laps to go in the stage. Peyton Snyder to the point. Nick Baumann, Trevor Haley, Brian. I'm going to say Wazerman? Brian, if you're watching, please make sure we get that correct, or hit us up in the Discord to get that correct. Jamie Shaw, Justin Pearson, Chang, Jeff Field here, in the 66, Travis Decker, Tommy Rogers. Now putting a ton of pressure on the driver of the 14. You might see those 2 tires starting to burn the 14 car, but that might have just been a move to try to log that in the old memory bank and see how that plays out here in the later part of the run. Cameron Romano right here rounding out the top 10, just hanging in there. Nick Baumann now to the point of the outside of Peyton Snyder. Trevor Haley right there, and Brian right there in the 57. Peyton now to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Going to try to complete the slide job on Baumann, and Will going down the back straightaway, heading to 5 laps to go in the stage. And another guy who might steal this whole thing, the driver of the 57 machine right here. He's getting a great look on board here. Wonder how much tire he may have been saving here on the racetrack, judging by the input of the throttle there. You can hear the sound here on the lift, so get a listen in 1 and 2, just how much time you might have left. Pretty big lift, but what the advantage he is getting, he's not in the dirty air of these cars. As you see, Trevor Haley now trying to make his move, going into 3 and 4 underneath the 8. The 8's going to have a side draft on the side of the 12 machine there. Now, can the 8 keep his momentum up on the outside? Can the 12 get any draft from the 17? The 8's going to prevail on the high side. 4 laps to go in the stage. I have a feeling these guys aren't done swapping positions just yet. The field is starting to stretch out just a little bit. You're going to see the comer and goers who is burning their stuff up. 57, big move to the inside of the racetrack there. You're going to look to see where some of these guys on the racetrack a little spread out, but for the most part, the field's still pretty packed up here. We'll get a look back at some of the drivers going around the racetrack here in a little bit. We want to keep it here to see the final few laps of stage number 2. This race absolutely flying by here, heading to the final stage in 3 laps, and only about an hour or so into this race, maybe not even an hour at this point. We did start the broadcast about 8 minutes early, and we are at an hour and 8 minutes in. So yeah, I think we're a little bit shy of an hour. So this race just absolutely cruising by as we're at 2 laps to go. Now, what does Baumann have for Snyder? Can he come in back and now do the same thing that Peyton did to him, running him down in stage number 1? Baumann was able to defend. Now, can Snyder defend stage number 2 here? Great shot on board with the 8. You hear him up here on the top side of the racetrack trying to diamond it down to the bottom of the racetrack, using the run off the hill, getting the draft to the back of the 17, trying to do his best to break the draft of the 8. The 8's going to get a little bit of the grass there. You saw some tire marks, so he is not the first driver to do that. The 8 going to drive it down into the bottom of the racetrack. 17 with a big block, trying to get the 8 car tight out of 2. 8 car still all over the back bumper of the 17 as we head into turns 3 and 4 for the last lap of stage number 2. 17 going to try to block the bottom side of the racetrack. You're going to see just how tight that gets the 8 off of the corner, so give stage number 2 to Peyton Snyder.
Caution is out.
Peyton Snyder takes stage number 2 here with some great racing back here to round out your top 5. Ryan continue a great run up 11 positions from where he started this evening. Great run cooking so far for the driver of the 57. So, Peyton Snyder, Nick Bauman, Brian, Trevor Haley, Justin Lee Pearson rounding out your top 5 for stage number 2. Well, we'll take a quick 60-second pause. We don't want to miss any of the action. We got to keep our obligations to Twitch up here. We'll take a quick 60 seconds, and then we should be here for the remainder of this one to catch the last 50 laps of this one. We'll be right back on the CSR broadcast channel. Welcome back, everyone, to the S&M Racing Motorsports from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Well, Nicholas Bauman takes stage number 1. However, Peyton Snyder going to take stage number 2 here this evening. Peyton, you caught Bauman the first time around in stage number 1, but he got you back. This time you're able to defend and keep the stage there. How much fun you having behind the wheel tonight?
That's a really fun combo, man. Especially if you're up front. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I'm up front, but it is really fun throwing throwing haymakers with guys that you really trust, and that's just goes to show what we've built here at S&M. Good racing, good people, and yeah, it's putting on a heck of a broadcast, it looks like. So
yeah, that for sure. I mean, I might have to end the broadcast and pull up the lead change screen there, because I think you guys got to be over 50 already at this point. It's been a while.
yeah, man, this is kind of crazy, man. The runs come so quick, and you just kind of either got to act on it or ride, and that's kind of what we're doing, just kind of acting on it and swapping the lead back and forth, and it's been real fun, man.
Well, congratulations on the stage number 2 win. 48 to go. What's it going to take to get you in victory lane?
Clean air.
Amen to that. All right, well, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Well, the driver of the 17 there, Peyton Snyder, here this evening. Well, I got to say, for this, for us putting on the first race here last night, these guys were really taken to the racetrack in town here. But Nick Bauman actually wins the race off of pit road, getting ready to go back green here. We'll go and crank it up from Las Vegas. We are in the final stage of this one here tonight. well. Some sparks flying underneath these cars already. Could that be a sign of things to come here this evening? You're already seeing these guys really sling these things around the racetrack right now. So, have a feeling that a notification that somewhere we did have some action on the racetrack, may have a yellow flag at some point here. We're trying to it's our chance, Sheffield. Maybe Christian Brandon got caught up into something there. But you've already seen, even in the crank it up camera, I mean, we've already had the lead change about another 4 or 5 times. These guys absolutely getting after it. Travis Decker continuing a great run. Jamie Shaw up there on the high side. The guy who was hanging out in the back. Didn't want to get caught up in anything too early. Well, now he's got himself right in the mix. Tommy Rogers real close on the door. Oh, some contact. And with 74, and absolutely, oh, I spoke just too soon there. I just said he was trying to stay out of it. A little bit of contact. The right front absolutely killed on the 34 machine. Almost had an absolutely fantastic save. I mean, he had it, and then that thing just kicked over to the right for Tommy Rogers. See all the dirt flying off of that race car. So, yeah, he's going to need a faster pair. That should bring out a yellow flag. C17 a little out of shape there, coming out of 4. And there is the yellow. So, we'll try to get a look back here at maybe what happened to Chance here on the racetrack. Try to get you a better camera angle here. We'll put it in 1/4 speed. He's got the 74 and the 75 right behind him, the 556 with a big run going into turn number 1 here. Let's just go ahead and let it play. Oh, 75 in the outside. Man, we have seen that a lot. Let's just rewind that. Right here. It seems like if a car gets the outside wall, the net code is just really, these guys have been laying on each other's door, but it just seems like as soon as there's contact to the outside wall, for some reason the game really wants to throw these cars kind of awry. We'll go back here and try to get another look back to see what happened with Mr. Rogers out here on the racetrack. Oh, let's rewind here just a little bit. I hit the fast forward button. So you're going to see him come down in here into turns 3 and 4 underneath Jamie Shaw. Trying to give Jamie room. Maybe not quite seeing how far down the track yet. Just 74 is already on the white line. That's just a product of how close they were racing. He has the car saved. You see the car's bottom out. All the sparks coming out from underneath. Doing an absolutely unreal job. You see his hands turned over to the right inside the car, but as soon as this car straightens back out here, can't tell if he gets a little bit more help or not. I think that car just snaps around on him, and man, that is a brutal hit. I mean, if this was real life right there at the end of the safer barrier, that would definitely knock the wind out of you there. But I believe Tommy has all of his fast repairs on board, so he should be just fine. The pit stops did happen there while we are under replay. 39 laps to go. Looks like Travis Decker again going to stick with that 2-tire move here for the driver of the 14. Like the 2 tires here this evening on the racetrack. Let's see who else we can go and really kind of bother around the racetrack. Well, let's bring in Mr. Tommy Rogers. It's Craig up in the booth, buddy. How's it going?
What's up, Craig?
Well, I was literally on your car saying you would be getting up there in the mix. You took care of your car, and then it all went crazy for you. What happened from behind the wheel of the 34 machine?
Man, I don't know. I felt like the 75, whoever that was, got black and yellow car, got real aggressive on me, and then started to spin me and stayed on me. I turned my wheel, everything, and he just stayed there like he wouldn't lift so I wouldn't wreck, like he wanted me to wreck. You know how that goes sometimes.
Oh,
I might have done something dumb and I don't know it, made him mad, but in the meantime, I'm mad.
Well, I believe that's your first fast repair use of the night, correct?
No, actually, I accidentally used one.
Oh, Tommy.
Nothing.
Come on, the boys are in
Yeah.
chat pulling for you. You can't be making bonehead moves there.
Oh.
Well,
Who's
go
in the chat?
Cato and Kyle.
You tell them
Compadres.
I could use a spotter right now.
There you go. Oh, they're talking all kinds of shit and trash. Well, I'll let you go. I know you're going back to the flag racing.
Word, give me some beads, Kato.
Well, you see it here. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag here. The flagman has the flag in the air. They are in the restart zone. They are away. Travis Decker with 37 laps to go. Oh, Trevor Haley already showing his nose, being aggressive going into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide for the lead. Can the 12 clear? Can he come all the way up to the track in front of the teammate in the 8 machine? Sure does. With a push from the 17, there's going to be a little contact. Now the 8 with a big run. He's going to drive it underneath the 12. Now they're 3 wide for third through fifth. Travis Decker a little loose in the middle. Peyton Snyder on the high side. Here comes Justin Lee Pearson back on the bottom with Cameron Romano, the 75 right there. The 84 of Jamie Shaw right in the mix. Stoney as well. Going around the racetrack. He's right in the mix there. I believe we just got another notification that maybe Christian Brannon has slid off the racetrack. So he's having a tough night there. He had a great night last night for the driver of the 61, maybe just getting caught up in some stuff. Not sure if it's going to bring out a yellow. It just says he got off track. Not sure if he just went for a slide or not. We'll check on that as we still have 3 wide action into 1 and 2. Jamie Shaw right in the middle, but not a bad place to be. He's catching the draft. Now he's clear right back there. So Jamie continuing his solid run here for the S&M driver, the lone S&M admin out here, I should say. I mean, there is plenty of admins on the track, but the lone soldier for the S&M. Well, no, sorry, Ricky Miles is still out here. Sporting the S&M colors here, continuing a great run. At 14, going to look to the outside wall. That is going to lead to chaos. That is going to lead to a mammoth of a wreck right here. Oh, boy, guys, in the catch at the 75 is flipping down the racetrack. A lot of tore up race cars in that one. Definitely going to bring out a yellow flag there as they roll through turns 3 and 4. That should bring out a caution here. In a lap or two, they may turn a couple laps just to give these guys an opportunity to tow. If any of these guys have to tow on the racetrack, be about a minute and a half. These guys will probably knock out 2 or 3 laps. However, if they were to throw the caution immediately, it would double or triple their tow time, which would really get them stuck there on pit road for quite a while. So these guys will keep going under green. Hopefully anybody who needs to tow gets their surfaces out of the way. Then they'll throw the yellow flag. So then under yellow, the drivers can quickly start to get their laps back so we can get this thing back green flag. Like I said, if they were to throw the yellow flag immediately, whoever needs to tow would be sitting there for over 3, maybe 4, possibly even 5 minutes. We've even seen the game glitch out and give people like 9-minute tows. So that's why they sometimes just try to keep it green, let those guys tow on the pit road, and then throw the yellow flag so they can immediately get out of the pits and start getting their laps back. There's the yellow. So we got 2 laps, but let's get a look back at what happened here. Let's go to the blimp cam. Let's see it here. See the 17 right up the back bumper of the 14. I believe the 14 is going to try to clear the 8 to the inside and not quite have the nose clear here going into turns 1 and 2. These guys have been making these moves all night, so you really can't fault them too much for trying to make it happen. He's going to scrape the outside wall here. Oh, yeah, he's going to scrape the outside wall, catch the nose of the 17. That's what's going to happen. And then it is on from there. The 58, nowhere to go. The 75 thinks he might make it, but nope. Going to turn right up into the 84. 75 and 84 going to take some huge shots. Jepson, nowhere to go. Oh, man. Cameron Romano literally in the catch fence back here. We'll see a look on board with James Jepson. 75 to 74 in the catch fence. 57 was a good save. Bradley with a little bit of nose damage, but gets through there. So an absolute wild one here going into turns 1 and 2. We'll try to get a look on board here with the driver of the 13 machine here. It's going to happen quick. I mean, these guys are flying going into the corner. He's going to see it there. Thinks he's clear, then boom. Yeah, that is just how quick it can happen here. Try to get a couple more looks on board here with some of these guys. Yeah, just nowhere to go. Self-cleaning racetrack. We're going to go to the bottom to the top here. I mean, up in the catch fence. He's just hanging on for a while here. This will be one hell of a replay here for the driver of the 75. Try to get you as close as possible here. This car might actually launch up right into the camera. Going to be close, just beyond the camera. The shot he's going to take there when the 74 snaps back around. It's a good thing it's a virtual racetrack. Otherwise, Cameron might not be with us right now. He might have taken out the Orleans or whatever that billboard was there. It might have been the 75 is a billboard as he's on his roof. Yeah, he's going to slide back down the racetrack here. 58 surprisingly doesn't look too tore up after that wreck. So probably a fast repair for Justin Lee Pearson there. But nothing too wild. Well, we'll try to see if... let's bring in Mr. James Jepson. Just caught up in that big wreck there. I mean... After 110 laps, that's the first big one, if you will, of the night. What was your vantage point? We were on board. I can't imagine it was much watching that wreck happen in front of you.
Just closed my eyes and hoped I got through it.
Yeah, it seems like the pack. It's very much a pack racing setup here this evening. You didn't get a chance to run it last night, so what are your thoughts here? Your first time running it here this evening.
I like the setup. I just got to figure out what settings to get a little bit more speed, but I'm holding my own, I think, tonight a little bit. But if you get in the back of the pack and you lose the pack draft, you might as well sit and do a Sunday drive because it's hard to catch back up.
Yeah, it definitely seems pretty draft dependent. I mean, the speeds you guys are absolutely flying around the racetrack. I know last night it had a 29.1, which is absolutely wild in the Gen 6 cars. Flying around, but what do you think? The car is driving pretty good, kind of able to put it wherever you want it?
I like the way it drives, putting it where I want it. That's a skill level I'm still learning. But overall, I like the racetrack. I don't drive it much, but I didn't expect to be doing what I did tonight, so I like the setup. I like the group we're running around, so... Let's see where it goes in the next 30 or so laps.
All right. Well, good luck, Mr. James Jepson, at the end of this one, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Driver of the 13. He's been up in the booth with us a couple times here lately. Flipped next gen car at Milwaukee. Well, you also were in the catch fence here tonight, Mr. Cameron. Hey, that was a pretty wild wreck there. Well, now, out of all of that, Trevor Haley up at the point. Jamie Shaw still getting one lap back, so you should see the lights. Yeah, the lights are back on the pace car there. They're going to make sure he gets back on the lead lap here. That's the thing at S&M. You make sure everyone's on the lead lap by the time the field goes back around. Looks like they may have cut the lights back off. Maybe Jamie thinking he can make it all the way back around. Let's get a look here. He's in the middle of 1 and 2. I don't think they are going to make it. Boys might have to delay it one more here. It's going to be close. Somebody just coming out of turn 2. Those guys are up to full speed. However, as this pack gets back going. Yep, they are going to get there, and we are back green. Trevor Haley continuing to lead us around here. Let's put it up here in the blip camera so you can see all the action. You see the 8 getting pretty aggressive underneath the 5.56. They went for a block. Jepson's in it. Oh, the 8 car going to turn the 5.56. He had the nose in there. The 5.56 didn't want to give it to him and goes around there. Jamie Shaw got caught in after just getting caught up. Gets caught up in that wreck. So this will definitely bring out another yellow flag at some point here this evening. We got to turn at least a few laps under green flag before the yellow will come back out. And look at that. Tommy Rogers now shoots his way up into P4. Now up 12 spots, the biggest mover of the race, still in the 66 machine here. Mr. Chance Sheffield up 25 spots, knocking on the door here, looking for the win here this evening. Tommy just behind Brian there in the 57, continuing. Justin Lee Pearson had to dodge that wreck, so he is a little further back, but never fear, the yellow flag will come back out at some point. We are down to 26 laps to go in this one here this evening. 66 gonna watch up the hill, 34 looking underneath. Looks like the Dark Horse boys are gonna pull him down the back straightaway, try to get him up into P3. As long as he can clear the side draft, looks like he will. So the Dark Horse and AWR car is going to link together there to try to advance Mr. Tommy Rogers in the top 3 here this evening, continuing a great march forward. Now looking to the outside of Peyton, going into turns 1 and 2. So maybe have we seen the 34 sandbagging here a little bit? Peyton might be clear, not quite just yet. The 12 is going to pull the 34. Going into turns 3 and 4 to see if the 34 can keep his momentum up. The 12 giving him a little bit of dirty air out of the corner. 34 up to P2 as they get close coming to the start-finish line here. Tommy Rogers knocking on the door for another win. He has stolen a couple here at the S&M iRacing Series. I believe he stole the inaugural one at Chicagoland, a very similar racetrack to this one. So Tommy finding his groove here this evening. Gotta be clear, that 17 wasn't quite clear, but what a save by the driver of the 34. It's still running the hill up on him, so still hanging on to that car. Tommy, great save there, was just not clear by maybe a quarter inch, but nonetheless a fantastic save. The 17, hey, he's up front, not gonna cut you any slack now. Now you're up there with the big dogs. You got to get that car in there, brother. But great run so far for the driver of 34. Let's go back here and check on. We'll see Nick Bauman. He is still hanging on to, yes, P7 here this evening. The yellow flag is back out. So let's go ahead and get a look back at what happened here. Coming into turns 1 and 2. I saw it there. The 8's going to be aggressive underneath the 556 here, going into turns 1 and 2. You see him down there on the bottom right there. Let's speed this up here a little bit. Going down here. 556 just not wanting to give him that spot. Can't blame him. He kind of had it, but Nick gave him as much room as he could. Dip those tires below the white line, and it's just going to come up. It is going to tag Mr. Jepson here. Turn him around, and I'm sure Jamie Shaw is probably at full speed because he was just catching up to the back of the pack. Yep, self-cleaning going to come down and absolutely crush the right front of Jamie there. And there's Ricky Miles as well get caught up in this. No, Ricky, great move. Dodging a bumper out there. Goes around that one, but yeah, that right front was broken. So 84 car going to take a big shot to the outside wall there. Oh, and the inside wall, that car being broken. So he's going to have to tow that thing back down pit road here. Nope, he's able to get it. Oh, maybe. Nope, those front tires are not spinning yet. Had to take the tow and get that thing fixed. Hopefully he can get that thing back out there because he has had a fantastic race so far this evening. Now the leaders are on pit road. You hear some guys getting their laps back. The left side tires going up on the 8 machine, but the 12, the 17, and looking like the 57. And company of 3 wide coming out of pit roads, and 66 continuing to impress here this evening. Let's see if we can get a look at some guys. Well, that is their current iRating change, if you will. So we'll see if we can find you a more accurate display of that one here this evening. Let's take a look to see what the track tap has gone down yet another degree. So that might be why you're seeing these guys being a little bit more aggressive on the racetrack, finding some more grip out there, trying to be a little bit more bold. The only thing we did change from last night to tonight was we took some tape off the front nose. Their cars were running a little warm, so we wanted to back that down. So if guys wanted to try to bump draft, as you saw, the cars didn't blow up. But also you heard Peyton state it earlier, the runs these guys are getting with a bigger opening on the front air dam there is going to increase the runs that these guys are getting around the racetrack. Well, let's hurry up and try to get one commercial break out of the way here so we can catch the end of this one. We are down to 20 laps to go. We should be about 19. When we come back, we'll no more commercials. Last break of the evening on CSR Broadcast. Welcome back, everyone. That should be our last break here for the evening. You see the 61 getting his final lap back. Look like a couple more guys might grab a couple more laps back, so they might delay it one more time. Lights are off on the pace car, so maybe not here on the racetrack. Kyle, if you're still in the chat, or Mr. Cato, I mean, your driver didn't say anything to spotter. You might need that little spotter help there. Tell him he wasn't clear of the 17, but nonetheless, still a good run for them. For anybody watching who wants to be a part of the action on the racetrack, just look up S&M. It's always called S&M under the hosted racing sessions. If you can't find it, the link is in the chat to the Discord. Over 150 people strong. We try to broadcast at least every Friday night. Sometimes, like last night, we broadcast from behind the wheel. And but we do the more professional things on the big Friday night races. We'll probably go back to the Super Speedway. Hey, Sheep, thanks for the follow, brother. Appreciate that, man. Really do. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys join the Discord. We do it every single night. The race lobby opens about 9 o'clock. And then the race somewhere between 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Depends on how long the practice is. Tomorrow night, everyone's favorite, will be back on the Super Speedways. Should have a massive field. We'll see if we can get a broadcast in of that one as well. But until then, we are getting ready to come down to the end of this thing. Who has fast repairs left after that last wreck? Green. We are green. 18 laps to go from Vegas. You see that white and blue and orange machine there of Ricky Miles now making his way forward. He's had a quiet race trying to take care of that race car. You saw him dodge that last wreck there. So now starting to make his way forward. He's having some problems with his Moza. They are flying out there. If anybody in the chat knows anything about that, if you could give my man Ricky Miles that thing. He's having some clunking going on in there. He's done the factory reset and whatnot. So he use a little bit going as the lead starts to get intense. The 66 sliding up. There's a 14 trying to close it. They fill the hole. No, the 66 closes it. Now Bauman is making his way back. You saw him with that contact earlier. Now he's right back in the mix. You got some action a little further back here. Ricky Miles getting turned by the 60. 84 gets 3 in a row for the driver of the 84. Oh, and then Christian Brandon, just that car slides right down in front of him. Nowhere to go. So we should have another yellow at some point here. Oh, man, tough break for Jamie Shaw. He's having such a great race. And then literally 3 wrecks in a row for the driver of the 84. And none of them really of his own doing. Just being wrong place, wrong time there. The driver of the 84, I hope he has another fast repair. Yeah, literally. You nailed it, Kato. That is what you need there. the leads, the battle still between. I mean, we've seen these three drivers really swap the lead. Oh, I should say the top five. Oh, the 6. Oh man, the right front was broken. Trying to get it to pit road. Woo! Almost took out the entire lead pack. Oh, that was close. But really, the lead has been changed quite a bit amongst the 14, the 12, the 17, the 58, and the 8, man. They have really been going at it. The 34 has made his way up there. The 57's been there. The 66 has been there all night. So maybe we haven't seen the best out of those drivers. The 75 is also hanging in right there as well. So could they maybe just be playing their cards right? Number 3 wide going into turn 3 and 4. Justin Lee Pearson, can he get it to stick? 14 going to the high side. Ryan Brennan, appreciate the follow so much better. 4 wide out of turn 4, going down the back straightaway to get it clear. Travis Decker maybe lifts a little bit, cutting the brake to the driver of the 57 car there. As they're getting a little bit squirrely, couple guys touching the apron, a little bit of door banging. The yellow flag is back out for the earlier wreck. We'll go back here while we have a moment and try to take a look at what happened to cause the wreck here. Let's find us a better camera angle. This app just loves to kind of do things goofy sometimes. Oh, this is the much earlier wreck. I got the wrong one queued up. Don't mind me. Hold on. Give me a second. Rookie broadcaster here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go back here. We saw the 6. I believe this is going to be after. Yeah, he can't. I mean, the car's destroyed. You see the tires not even on the ground. He's trying to get it to pit road, and this is where, oh my lord. Woo! That is close. I don't know if they get much closer. That would have taken out the entirety of the front pack here. Well, let's get a look here to see what happened here with the 6. Already having some nose damage. May have already had some contact earlier in the race. Here this evening, the leaders are on pit road. It looks like the 74 is just going to squeeze down into the side of the 6. 6 is going to catch the 5 and just turn him right back up the hill. And poor Jamie Shaw, again, just nowhere to go. The 84 sliding down, trying to hang on to that one there. It's going to snap back around. We've seen that quite a few times tonight. The cars have a ton of grip, so seems like the normal trying to catch the car and then it just snapping back to the right, really tagging the outside wall here. So we're getting a great look at the infield. This is just not what we want. Thank you, Mr. Game. There we go. There's a battle off pit road. Looks like the 8 car playing some games there. Wanted the outside. He checked up, lit Justin Lee Pearson. Beat the 8 car off of pit road there. So a little gamesmanship there by, Nick Bauman. Letting the 58 kind of be the control car. The 8 car one on the outside. So I believe Stoney is going to have to cycle it. Maybe he got his pit stop in and out of the way. Maybe he will cycle to the lead here in the 74 car. So going to be some interesting strategy here from the 74. Maybe he had to get a lap back. He's just going to wait to cycle to go down pit road. Going to be interesting to see how that all plays out there for the driver of the 74. Well, obviously, we are in the night under the desert. One thing would be cool if iRacing did. I think you went ahead and lit up the neon garage while these guys are going around the racetrack. Give us some different little bit of different things to look at. We got a bunch of different cameras up in here. Try to get a look from the fan cam. This might be a great camera to see the end of this race here this evening. We got a bunch of dynamic cameras. A little bit of a camera package we got on. So the 8 may have screwed himself a little bit there. He was trying to get the outside, but now with the 74 got on and off of pit road, he does not have to. Oh, that is a great camera. I wish we would have found that earlier. See all the races off pit road. We're going to have to definitely make sure we go back to that at some point here. If we get another race off of pit road, definitely going to have to check that one out. That was a great camera there. Each track kind of has their own cameras, so we're not always familiar with exactly what track has what here. Getting a look back at the 58 machine. Taking a look back here at the 34 Tommy Rogers, that blue on blue Highline Racing Network car there. Great looking car there. And the PA1 call, so I should say the 811 call system. Sorry, I'm used to Pennsylvania. The PA1 call system there, 74, going around the racetrack here. Well, Now, Stoney going to lead us back to green here, coming off turn 4. We're going to have 9 laps to go. I expect the racing to be pretty intense. If you have faster pairs, you better have saved a couple. Stoney gets a great launch here. The green flag is out. We are 9 laps to go. The lap's winding down. Who has what? You better show it now. No holding back. The 12 getting a huge shove to the back of the 8. What does the 8 do with the run? He's getting a jump to the outside of the 74. 74 doesn't have enough momentum on the block. Now the 12 is trapped in behind the 74. 12 going to look to the inside. Puts it down the apron. Going to be a little bit of net code, but an absolutely fantastic save by the driver in the 74 machine there. Oh, couldn't quite tell if that was, oh, bang. Oh, the 75 with another huge shot there. Cameron Romano in the outside wall. Saw that car jump up in the air. So, now, Trevor Haley has lost a ton of ground. The 58 to the inside. The yellow flag will come back out here. We'll get another look at that. Now, Nick Bauman from the outside of the racetrack, getting back out in front. The yellow flag should be out here in a lap or 2. It's really going to come down. There is 3 green-white checkers in effect. What does the 58 do? Does he try to jump to the outside of the 8? Does he drive it off into turn 1 and sail it off? The 58 going to shove the 8. Hopefully he can overdrive the corner. 58 to the inside. 8, can he stay close enough to the door to get the side drop? And does. Don't leave out the driver of the 12 or the 34 right here. With those guys side driving as hard as they are, now they are right up here in the mix. You see the damaged car, the 75, having to go down. Now Trevor Haley, a bold move onto the apron. Looks like Tommy Rogers is going to try to follow him through with the 17 and the 8 off the high side with the huge run going into turns 1 and 2. Can the 17 clear the 58? No, not quite. Cleared 3 wide for second. Nick Bauman out front, still 3 wide going down the back straightaway. 3 wide for... oh man, what is that? 4 through 6. Now they get it single filed out. Still 3 wide for second. However, Nick Bauman's going to love seeing that in the rearview mirror. These guys really battling out here. Tommy Rogers is going to try to follow the 12 down on the apron. Now gets off still 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Nick Bauman, again, got to be loving seeing that. Now the 34 is around. Oh, Tommy Rogers gets caught up. Yellow flag probably this time around into turns 3 and 4. 17 going to give a shot to the back of the 8. Going to try to wash him up the hill. 8 going to hang on to it. 57 to the outside. As we don't have the yellow flag just yet. Nick Bauman continuing to lead here. The 57, a good run now on the outside. Trevor Haley trying to push him around now. Where does the 57 go to try to get out of the air of Nick Bauman? Brian has had a fantastic race all night now. He's showing some muscle here at the end of this one. As they go down the back straightaway, getting a push from the 12. Where does he go? He's back bumper to the back of the 8. Is he going to get him out of shape? No, the 8's got enough grip. Now the 12 and the 58 on the outside. As the yellow flag is out, we will be heading to overtime. Woo! Needed a second to catch our breath. Wow. What a wild bit of action there. We'll go back here. We'll try to see what happened back here on the racetrack. Chance having a great run. Oh, you see it there. Look at the 75 car. I mean, he is all 4 tires off the ground with the shot he took there. We'll try to get a better look here. This all started with a little bit of contact there. And the 12, I believe, drives it off into turns 3 and 4, just being super aggressive. He's got the nose in there, so you can't really fault him for that. He kind of has the position. The 74 really, already see the hands to the left, trying not to give it to him. Fresh tires, the 12 can make it stick. He got, oh yeah, that's just netcode. Again, netcode getting another one. Couple feet between them. They actually never make contact. 12 actually, the great save. Peyton Snyder, you see the tire marks out of the back of the 17. There, trying to make sure he stays underneath that car, and then the chaos will ensue from there. It looks like the 17 still trying to hang on to that thing there. The 14's going to come up, and he's not quite clear. They're going to get stuck together. They're just going to get him loose, and then it's on from there. The 66 just nowhere to go. He's going to drive right in this one. And then Romano is just going to take a huge shot here. These cars kicking down the racetrack, and man, He almost goes over again in the 75 machine. A hard lick to the outside wall there. So that was that one, but we aren't done with the chaos just yet, because at some point Tommy Rogers goes around. We'll see if we can queue up when that happens on the racetrack. I don't know if I have an alert for the 34 going around. I'm just going through all my alerts one more time just to make sure. No, we don't have, so I don't know if we can queue up what happened to the 34. I did see him going around. Not sure. It may have been netcode again, which tagged the 34. And that might be why we're not getting a crash notification for the 34, but looks like he still has his fast repair, so he's still in this thing. Well, 3 green-white checkers are in effect here for tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to interview most or all of the top 5 there. You see the 57 hanging out on the top side. The lights are off on the pace car, so the 8, 12, 57, 58, 17, and 13 now right up in the mix. The 5 of Ricky Miles just behind them there as well. You see these guys. The track is cool, so try to scrub a little bit of heat into those tires to see the grip levels going into turns 1 and 2. Green white checker time here. There's 3 on board. If they can throw the yellow, they'll try to throw it right away here in this one, or at least off of turn 4 here. See Jepson again trying to get some heat in those tires. Well, the end of this one is going to be insane. Make sure you don't miss the end of this one. They're getting ready to go back. Green flag. We'll call the action here in just a couple seconds. Well, the flagman has it in the air. The cars are approaching the Geico restart zone. Who went and got tires? Who's ready to go? The 8 fires off a good push from the teammate there just behind him. We are on our first attempt at overtime here. The 8 car out front. The 12 already kind of looking to try to get that run going. Looking like the 57 may have not gotten the best jump that he was looking for. Now the 12 going to show his nose to the outside. He's almost there. He is there. Side by side, going into turns 3 and 4. The 8 going to try to give a side draft to the 12. The 12 going to turn back down on the door of the 8. Where does the 58 go with his run? He's going to try to push the 8, but it's going to get the 8 car upset, and they're going to beat, they're banging, and now the 58 is going to go around, but it's too late. They have already taken the white flag. Tommy Rogers in it. So now we're almost 4 wide for the lead as these guys wad him up there in the final turn. The 57, baby. Oh, the 8 with a huge shot to the door of the 12. The 57 is going to try to self-clear. He's not quite clear. He's going to go off the nose of the 8. Trevor Haley now going out of turns 3 and 4, looking like he is set sail, and he is. Trevor Haley will win tonight at Las Vegas. Nick Bauman, Peyton Snyder, 1, 2, 3, dark horse. Chance comes all the way back up 24 spots. He is going to finish P4. And Cameron Romano, with that car all tore up in the outside wall, kept his foot in it, comes all the way back for 5th. And Ricky Miles, 6th place here this evening. Christian Brandon comes back for P7. And Tommy Rogers, again, these guys just keeping their foot in it, wanting to finish this thing out, goes home P8 here this evening. Well, Trevor Haley's got that car down there on the front straightaway, going to burn it down out there on the straightaway. Getting the win here tonight. So close. P2 last night. Tonight is the night the driver of the 12 gets it done here from Las Vegas. You see the team doing the burnout with him there. Let's bring in tonight's winner here this evening. Trevor Haley getting it done with some insane moves there on the last lap. Man, how does this one feel, and what did it take? How much fun was it? Was it as much fun behind the wheel as it was watching this thing?
Man, that was a blast. That might be race of the year, to be honest.
Yeah,
It was so much fun racing up there.
somebody's got to get me some stats before we go off the air of the lead changes, because my lord, it might have been more than Talladega. Well, a great battle there with all three of your teammates, some chaos developing on the last lap, but what it take you big bold move on the outside of the back straightaway off of turn 2, some beating and banging there with the 8. What did it take to get it done and get that pass clear?
Well, me and Nick got a good restart there, and I just made a good arc into the corner, and then used that draft in the corner and got a run coming out, and I just hoped I could get to the outside of Nick and he wouldn't, squeeze me in the wall, and I was able to get my nose in there, get to the outside of him. I'm not really sure what happened with me and the Justin there, but I'm not sure if I came down, he came up, or what. I was just trying to side draft.
Yeah, we'll go back and we'll take a second peek at that. So if you're watching the stream, we'll get a look at that one. But nonetheless, a good win for you tonight, buddy. Good job.
We had 34 lean changes.
34 lead changes. That's wild for Las Vegas.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And that's 34 lead changes of who comes across the line first. That doesn't include everyone who took the lead for half a lap and then didn't scored the leader on the lap. But nonetheless, great run for you tonight, bud.
Awesome, thank you.
Trevor Haley comes home with the win tonight. But let's bring in P2 and P3 here tonight. Mr. Bauman, Mr. Payton, congratulations on the 2-3 here tonight.
Yep.
don't everyone go first. Well,
I figured Nick was gonna be full of words.
some beating and banging there on the last lap, but besides lap 140, how was the rest of the race? I mean, it looked incredible from our vantage point.
It was good. It was
I feel
fun.
like this is the like you've got the mile and a half, the normal mile and a half. I feel like this is just different. The runs generated, the air, of course it's aero blocking, but that's part of it with this car. But I feel like everyone has a better shot racing here.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor said
and it's
34 lead changes tonight.
Yeah, I mean that just goes to show you that, especially when you get a great group of guys to race around, that it can be done. It got a little chaotic there towards the end, but I mean that's everybody starts trying to make their moves,
Yeah,
so
everyone's going for it. Well, 1, 2, 3 for Dark Horse again tonight. We're getting a second peek here. Trevor wanted to look at what kind of happened there with the 58. It looks like the 58 is just trying to give room to Nick there. I think the 58 is just trying to push the 8 by. Got you a little upset there in off of turn 4, but you hung on to that thing, Nick. You wheeled that thing around the racetrack. A lot of laps led tonight for you, so congratulations on the P2 and P3, boys.
Yep.
Thanks, man.
Not the
Oh, I may have moved Nick a little too early. I know he's itching to get that win here. He had dominated last night. See some of these guys caught up in this one back here. Tommy Rogers, Travis Decker had himself a great run. Ricky just gets a small piece of it here. It's still enough to get back around the racetrack and score himself a top 10. A lot of these guys here on the last lap, I mean, they were right here in it all the way through this race. I mean, just some absolutely incredible racing there. You see it here. I mean, coming to the white flag. I don't know if you could ask for much more than that right there. I mean, the entire field is right there. Guys trying to push somebody. You see the 58 trying to give the 8 the push back by the 12. You're 5 wide coming out of turn 4. 57 had himself a great run all night there. It was awesome to see some new faces up here in the top 5. So while we are talking about the top 5, let's bring up tonight's final results there. You see Trevor Haley gets it done. Nick Bauman, Peyton Snyder, chance there in the 66 had himself a great run, as well as Cameron Romano. Ricky Miles, Christian Brandon, Tommy Rogers, Justin Lee Pearson, John Miles, and Brian in that 57 got caught up there on the last lap. Had himself a fantastic run. Travis Decker, excuse me, James Jepson, and Stoney unfortunately had to use that faster pair. 10 laps too soon, and as likewise with Jamie Shaw, get those 3 wrecks in a row really hurt the 84 car here tonight. He had a fantastic run going, and then he got caught up in one and just found his way into a couple more, unfortunately. You'll get a look at the rest of the grid here this evening from Las Vegas. Well, we saw some incredible racing around the racetrack here tonight. Some chaotic finish here, but Trevor Haley still 3 wide going into turns, out of turns 1 and 2 here. You see the 58 just not quite clear. He was trying to arc it down underneath the 12. You can't fault the 57 for trying to make that move. Had a big run there. Peyton Snyder and company then just lost a little bit too much momentum to keep up with this guy here. Coming out of turn 4, heading to the stripe, Trevor Haley getting it done here this evening. Well, thank you guys all so much for checking out the broadcast here tonight. If you guys are still in the mood to watch some more iRacing. Yeah, Brennan, you had the fresh tires. I could see the runs you were getting back there. Chief, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a great race. Well, I'm going to speak for Mr. Smith. Thank you guys all for coming out and supporting S&M once again. Hopefully we will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll probably put on another one of these here during the day, maybe a little later in the evening, and then 9 o'clock we'll be back super speedway racing for the S&M series here. Let's see, we've got a first time chat. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Watch your Chief have to hit this up. Yeah, absolutely. In the chat, if you scroll up, the Discord link is in there. Make sure you guys get in there and be a part of that. I appreciate the compliments, man. We're a little new at it. We're working out some of the kinks, but appreciate all your guys' continuous support for the guys who regularly come out. Kyle, Kato, can't say enough about you guys in the chat. Gifted subs and everything. Absolutely awesome. Chief is in Sheffield. Yes, Mr. Sheffield. You had a great run there tonight. You came home P4 up 24 spots. So had a great run. You were up there the whole time. Hope to see you again tomorrow night, or for maybe even some more. The super speedway racing is pretty awesome. 3x3, quite a few rows deep. You guys will see the entire top 5 posted on Facebook. Lap leaders, fastest laps, stage winners, all that good stuff posted from every race. Some highlight videos we have up on there as well as a very active Discord. If you guys come in, bring your teams. We'll get you in a team chat, especially for the super speedway racing, so you guys can all talk amongst each other here in the Discord, and then we can pull you in for interviews there for the top 5s by the end of the race. But tonight, Trevor Haley gets it done. Thank you guys once again, seriously, so much for coming out. Kyle, Cato, for you guys' support here for the S&M series. We will catch you guys next time. We will see you tomorrow night from the CSR Broadcast Channel.